welcome back to those of you that saw my previous video, and a welcome to others who have not seen anything I have done. Just to put this into context, my first long video was looking at English errors made by people from other countries other than England and the United States, or shall we say people for whom English is not their first language. And I looked at a whole range of them. But in this video, I only want to concentrate on one particular error, which is very common. And it's something which, if it can be corrected, marks you out as a very good English speaker. I want you to look at these 4 examples of the mistake that I'm talking about. So, it was a really good movie. No? It was a really good movie. No? She can come to the meeting. No? She can come to the meeting. No? You must always carry your ID card. No? You must always carry your ID card. No? And finally, he works really hard. No? Okay, so all those 4 examples have in common that word no at the end. But the voice rises, so it turns what would be a statement into a question. If we look back, he works really hard. That's a statement. If I put if I say he works really hard, no, I'm asking for a reaction from you. So I think that the speaker, when they create that sentence, they want you as the listener to agree with them. But all those examples need correction because that is not really acceptable English. Unfortunately, we understand each of those sentences and the mistake becomes fossilized, and your English will always be judged at that level if that is as far as you get. That in these attempts to change the statement into a question, you just use no with rising intonation. So the speakers feel the need to express these ideas with a question tag, that one word, no. And actually, linguists talk about that question tag as being a negative interrogative tag after an affirmative statement. So those 4 statements were affirmative. They were saying something that is considered to be true by the speaker. And then the speaker is putting a negative, and that's why they use the word no. And it's interrogative because they raise their voice as they say it. So they turn it into a question. But we don't do that precise thing in English. So in order to get these corrected, they are tricky, but they are worth mastering. If you use question tags correctly, they mark you out as an advanced speaker of English. So you will be given credit if you're able to master these. So in order to help you master them, I've created a little story below, and the sentences are chosen because they do help us to look at the different question tags. So here's my first sentence of my story. Alan and Kate have announced their engagement. Okay, that is an affirmative statement. It's a statement of fact. It's not a negative. It's a statement that the speaker, in this case me, consider to be true. Or in my story, these 2 characters have announced their engagement. Second sentence, they're getting married next month. Again, an affirmative statement. Matt will be disappointed. So we've got a new character now. Matt will be disappointed. He was hoping to marry Kate himself. He was hoping to marry Kate himself. But he waited too long. He should have proposed 6 months ago. If he had proposed, she would have accepted. But girls get tired of waiting. And she had been let down by her previous boyfriend. All the same, it's a pity. And you wonder what Matt will do now. Okay, if I just go back over those, I just want you to notice the words I have underlined. So I've underlined Alan and Kate have. You could change Alan and Kate into they, use a pronoun for those two people, but we haven't heard of them before, so we need to introduce them, Alan and Kate. Here I've underlined they are. In this sentence, Matt will be disappointed. I've underlined Matt will. And here he was. But he waited. I've underlined he waited. And in this sentence, he should have proposed 6 months ago. He should. If he had proposed, she would. I've underlined she would. She would have accepted. But girls get tired of waiting. Girls can be replaced by the pronoun they, but they get tired of waiting. And she had been let down. She had. All the same, it's a pity. I've underlined it's. Actually, it's 2 words. It is, but it's reduced when we speak. You wonder what Matt will do now. And I've underlined you wonder. Okay, so we have those statements and they have created a short story. Now, I'm going to add the negative interrogative tags, and to give me the clue on what those tags look like, I'm going to look especially at the underlined words. So in this first sentence, Alan and Kate have announced their engagement. I'm trying to produce a negative, so I want that they have to be turned into negative. And I'm going to, because it's a question, I'm going to invert. So the question tag for that sentence comes out as haven't they? Alan and Kate have announced their engagement. Haven't they? Why have I put that tag on the end? Because I want to engage you, the listener. I want you at least to nod your head or show that you're listening. Alan and Kate have announced their engagement, haven't they? You can see it's waiting for a response. And the response is going to be 99% certainly yes. They're getting married next month. So look at the first 2 words, they are. That's going to give us the clue to the tag. And we get, they're getting married next month, aren't they? So do you see the are has gone to the end of the sentence, and we've added the negative, aren't. We've combined them together, not are not they, but aren't. And then the they gets put afterwards because we want the inversion, because it's a question. They're getting married next month, aren't they? Matt will be disappointed. Okay, Matt is he. So the question tag becomes, Matt will be disappointed, won't he? So in this affirmative statement, Matt will be disappointed. The opposite, the negative statement, would be Matt won't be disappointed. So we're using that negative form of will in the question tag. Matt will be disappointed, won't he? And the speaker expects you to agree. Yes. He was hoping to marry Kate himself. So first 2 words, he was. It's not he was, but he was, like the weak form. But those 2 words are going to be negativized and put at the end of the sentence and reversed. So he was hoping to marry Kate himself, wasn't he? But he waited too long. Here we have a past tense. He waited too long. If we want to make that negative, we would say, but he didn't wait too long. So that didn't gives you the clue to the tag, but he waited too long, didn't he? But he waited too long, didn't he? He should have proposed 6 months ago. First 2 words, he should. They are going to be the clue to the tag at the end, and it is shouldn't he? He should have proposed 6 months ago, shouldn't he? He should have proposed 6 months ago, shouldn't he? If he had proposed, she would have accepted. So she would are the two words we're going to put into the tag, and it comes out as wouldn't she. She would have accepted, wouldn't she? So would is negativized, and then we invert those two words, wouldn't she, and we get our tag. But girls get tired of waiting. Girls get, they get, but girls get tired of waiting, don't they? But girls get tired of waiting, don't they? Where do we get that don't from? Okay, look at the statement, but girls get tired of waiting. Make it negative. Girls don't get tired of waiting. That don't is what we're going to use in our tag. Girls get tired of waiting, don't they? So in each of these expressions, we have an affirmative and a negative following it. Affirmative and a negative. And she had been let down by her previous boyfriend. And she had been let down by her previous boyfriend. Okay, I've underlined she had. That's going to be turned into our tag. And she'd been let down by her previous boyfriend, hadn't she? Can you agree? And she'd been let down by her previous boyfriend, hadn't she? So you presumably know this, Kate, and then you're nodding your head to me saying, yes, I know. All the same, it's a pity. Or maybe it's not a pity to you, but I'm hoping that you will agree with me that it's a pity. So I'm adding that tag. All the same, it's a pity, isn't it? All the same, it's a pity, isn't it? And probably you're going to say, yes, it's a pity. So my tag is trying to get you to give the same response that I am having to this statement. You wonder what Matt will do now. You wonder what Matt will do now. We could say one wonders what Matt will do now, but you wonder is less formal. You wonder what Matt will do now. So that you wonder is going to be changed into a tag. You wonder is present. So if we make that a negative statement, it would be you don't wonder. And therefore that don't is the word which makes it negative. That's going to go at the end of the sentence with you inverted. So you wonder what Matt will do now, don't you? You wonder what Matt will do now, don't you? So there is our story, and it now consists of whatever the number of sentences, maybe 8 sentences, and each one, although it's part of a story with affirmative sentences, the speaker wants to engage you in the story, and they use this question tag to keep you on board and to encourage you to agree on the statements themselves. So that is my presentation about these tag questions, and I do urge you to study them and practice them because it will mark you out as an advanced English speaker. So that's it for today.